Hey everyone, it's Jackie from Watercolor Gypsy Art and Wellness here, and today we are going to be going over a different set of Diane Townsends. Now, we went over her Fragile Exotics, which I didn't think to be so fragile, so I did get myself a landscape set. Now, this is a Landscape A set, and I opted for the Landscape A because when I looked at it in the picture, it looked like it had more colors that I would use. And the Landscape B set is a little darker in values and in colors. And there's a lot more neutrals and a lot more greens. So we're going to zoom in on this, don't worry. I printed this out off of her site. And actually, after I printed it out, I looked at the set B and I was like, oh, wait, I should have gotten that one, because there's so many things in here like phthalo green, which I'm a sucker for phthalo green and phthalo turquoise. Like I love those colors. But all the other colors, like there's like 3 or 4 colors in here that I really like. I'm happy that I did the Landscape A set because there's a lot more colors in here that I would utilize in my painting style. So let's go over what's in here. We went over Diane Townsend in the video, and I will link the video in a card in the corner. I'm trying to learn how to point in that direction. So, there's a reason why I want to go through this set now. I was going to wait until after we did the Pastel Intensive, which is really just becoming something that I'm talking about doing, and I'm just reviewing sets as we go. But I think it'll be nice to compare everything side by side. I feel like you're a little far away. So let's bring it in a little. Okay, now this is just the same piece of paper that I used for the unison mixing test. You know what? I'm going to put these on the side and put this. Yeah, let's do that. So, actually no, let's not do that. Before I do that, I want to show you this. Now, this is beautiful because not only, let me move this up a little bit. I don't know how well you can see this, so I'm going to bring you in a little bit so you could just see this chart just a little. And I just screenshotted this off her site. You can see that the numbers and the names are there. So I'm going to be reading both the numbers and the names to you as we go through this set. So much more vibrant in person, right? Because these pastels, as you saw, have like a messily written number. I think that says 97. It is 97, but sometimes they're really hard to read, and just because there's a number on them doesn't mean I know what color they are. So I'm gonna try to bring you as close in as I can. So I showed you the chart. Now, just to compare, I'm just going to bring this up to the camera. This is the B chart. So, I'm going to read it off to you, don't worry. So, if you're thinking about getting the Diane Townsend landscape sets, you can make your decision based on your color choices and preferences. But let's just swatch out the A set quick. And I like to swatch things out with you if we can. And I wanted to get into this and do this review because I really wanted to use these, and what I'm going to do is, oh, wait. Sorry if we're going to be breaking pastels. I need my little pastel dust jar to break them over in case they snap. So this first color that we're doing is Green Oxide. It is number 9, just number 9. So I'm going to break this. And there's a reason why we're breaking these. So they break really nicely. And I'm going to put that Green Oxide in a secret place that is going to be reviewed after we get done with this video. Oh, I should probably swatch it out first, right? This is the Green Oxide. It's a nice basic earthy green, like a sap green. Maybe a little brighter than a sap green, actually. For a Green Oxide, I think that's a little bright. Okay, now this is Permanent Green Light, and it is number 26. Some of them I can read, and I'm gently taking the paper off. This one's crumbling a little bit. So, taking the paper off, trying to save all the pigment. See, that one is crumbling on me just a little. And I'm not bearing down that hard at all. So that was Permanent Green Light. That was number 9. That was number... See, here it says 26. Oh, no. We did say 26. Sorry, guys. Got all numbers and stuff confusing me and whatnot. Okay, now this is Permanent Green Deep, and it is 28. Now, I don't know if I can sneak this out. This one's a little fatty. You can tell that these were hand rolled. And I like to break them over the pastel dust catcher because I want to save my dust. And this is the smooth side of the paper, and this is still showing some texture. Maybe it's the pumice. There's pumice in Diane Townsend's pastels. If you did not watch my other video, try to keep them neatly in order. Now this is 27 Yellow Green Medium, and that one just broke for us, so that's pretty nice. Number 27. Yes. Oops. Okay, there it is. Lots of broken pieces. So I'm just going to take this broken piece and smush it into the paper. That I need a baby brush. That is a nice yellow. I could see that like on a bright, shiny, sunny day in like wheat fields. Okay, now this is Chartreuse. This has to be Chartreuse. 26L, yep, Chartreuse, which looks very much like the fluorescent yellow that we had. It's a lot brighter. Again, I always say this and then I upload it to YouTube and it looks exactly like it does on the page in the video. Chartreuse. Doesn't want to go back in because it's another fatty. Okay. Now this one is number 25. I'm just going to leave the papers off. Number 25. Oh no! This was Permanent Green Light. I apologize, guys. 26L. This was Permanent Green Light. This is Chartreuse. And it doesn't... This looks like a hot green. And it actually is really close to Permanent Green Light. This is Permanent Green Light L. So I think this is just one value shade. Let's look at this together for a second. So I don't know why these are in the same set. They look like the same pigment. So one's 26 and one's 26L. Maybe when I put them together in a painting I will understand why. This is the Chartreuse. I apologize. You know, sometimes I get confused. And that is a earthy yellow. It's not a hot Chartreuse yellow that I would think of like the fluorescence that we got. When I think of Chartreuse, I think of that hot color. So that is 25. This is another one that just broke for us. So these are a little fragile, and it's weird because she said that her other ones were fragile, but I'm finding these to be more fragile. Hansa Yellow Light, well, Hansa Yellow L, excuse me, 49L. And that looks like a Hansa Yellow medium to deep. So I'm interested in what her Hansa yellow mediums or deeps look like. But I'm also comparing that to acrylic paint. This one is Cadmium Orange, and it is number 22. That is a nice orange, nice bright orange. And you can feel that they're handmade just by like touching them. Okay, Dark Mustard L, which means dark mustard light. This one keeps breaking on me. And it is 60L. And I can't get the paper off at all. Ooh, ooh, we got it. Okay. I only lose a very little when I do break them, but they are a little hard to break, and I would use them full stick, but there's a reason why I'm breaking them that you will see in the next video. The Dark Mustard. It's a nice earthy brown, like if I was going to do a desert scape, or something that, like fall, like around this time of year, I would use this color for that. So I think I'm going to put this color towards the bottom of this special secret, super secret box. That's not on camera. Alright, Dark Khaki, and it is number 59. That one broke beautifully, and it is a nice, solid feeling pastel. So really, her pastels must be mostly pigment, very little pumice, and very little binder, because I'm noticing that each pastel I use has a totally different personality. And if you use pastels, you totally know what I mean by that, that each pigment has a different personality. Like if you use, for example, if you use Daniel Smith watercolors, okay, let's move on while I'm talking. Terracotta, this is number 40. Yes, this is number 40. If you use Daniel Smith watercolors, there is a watercolor by Daniel Smith that is called, and by the way, just random, you're going to hear me have 5 conversations at once. Terracotta, 40. You don't have to break these. They are a pretty good size and they fit in the hand very nicely. And this is a beautiful red brown. More on the reddish side of brown. It is lovely. They fit perfectly in the hand. You don't have to break them. I'm breaking them. And I might have said this already for a specific reason. 12 Ultramarine Violet, which was something that attracted me to this set, which is another fatty, which I might need to, let's see if I break it. Oh no, I broke it and I got a tiny nugget, but it's okay. Let's see if it comes off now. Okay, sorry guys, I cut that out because it was a little messy. This, I had to peel this Ultramarine Violet number 12 off because it just kept breaking on me, and when I did peel it, it did break into pieces. So Ultramarine Violet may be a very delicate color, but it goes on nicely and it's not breaking while I'm putting it on. It is a light color, so I do see how it may be delicate. Okay, as I was saying, so since each pigment has its own personalities, Midnight Green L, which is 51L. Let's see if we have the same problem here. Ooh, that one came off nicely. It also broke really nicely, so that's something to note. If you use Daniel Smith watercolors, there's Nickel Azo Yellow, and as you know, yellows usually get taken over by other pigments, right? This pigment, Nickel Azo Gold or Nickel Azo Yellow, also known as Quinacridone Gold in Golden's Fluid Acrylics, is a bossy pigment. Like, I can put it down next to quinacridone magenta or phthalo blue, and it will literally push its way into the phthalo blue. So, you know, those of us who have a little bit of experience with pigments know that every pigment has a different personality, and that really comes through in pastel, because pastel is pigment sticks. They are not chalk and pigment. They are pigment, and depending on the company or the maker, a sort of butter, usually methylcellulose at this day and age, but they are mostly pigment. So the pastel sticks, whether you get them from this manufacturer and that manufacturer, sorry, I'm cleaning my hands. The behavior of the pastel is going to be determined on the pigment that is used to make the pastel more than it's going to be on the brand. But I still think seeing brands side by side is a helpful tool for us who get overwhelmed like me when I choose my pastels. I want to know everything about everything. So when I do get that shipment on Wednesday, today is Sunday, so this video might be released on Tuesday. I don't know, I have a lot of videos to release. I might release like 2 in a day, I haven't decided yet. Napthal Red Orange, number 38. So I'm trying not to make this video a half hour, but it's gonna be a half hour, guys. Ooh, this one's pumicy. I like it. It's a nice, like, think of a clown nose. It's a nice clown nose red. Number 61, Dark Umber. And it makes sense that Ultramarine Violet is a delicate pigment, because Ultramarine Violet in paint is a very transparent and delicate pigment. I use dioxazine violet most of the time if I want a strong purple. This is Dark Umber, just to remind you. And it's coming out like a nice raw umber. It's a very lovely color. Next up is Burnt Sienna, one of my favorites, number 2. I wonder what her number 1 is. This one broke like a charm. So depending on the pigment that's in the pastel sticks, because Diane Townsend uses mostly pigment, it's not a brand thing, it's a pigment thing. So keep that in mind when you use your pastels. If your pastels crumble a little bit, no matter how gentle you are with them. This is the standard Burnt Sienna. It's a little bit browner than it is red. And I'm looking at it next to a raw umber. I'm sorry, a dark umber, which to me is a raw umber. How do I describe this? It's very earthy. That's not the quality of her pastels. They feel very earthy. I feel like my conversation today is jumping all over the place. Number 34, Cerulean Blue. Because her pastels are mostly pigment, you know, you can't judge if one pastel crumbles like Ultramarine Violet and the other one breaks like a charm and is able to be put back in its... I'm just putting them back in there. Can you see this, or do I have to move up? Let me move up. I want you to see more. This is Cerulean Blue, I'm sorry. Number 34. You can't judge the manufacturer, especially if they're using pure pigments, because the pigment is going to do what the pigment wants to do. That was my spiel that I was trying to keep track of while I was doing this. Pale Blue, number 86. Yes, number 86. One thing to note is that they are a little hard to read. The numbers are a little hard to read. I might do like a speed through when I get my blank chart for because I plan on having more Diane Townsends than this. I might even go for this Landscape Set B at some point. I have too many pastels to tell me not to buy them. Guys, remind me of that. 97 light blue. This is gonna break like a charm. I already knew that. So now I'm getting to know how her pigments interact. But they feel very earthy. I love the pumice feel of them. See, I find it a little odd that there are some colors in these sets that are so similar, and I'm not really gonna know until I use them, you know, why she chose to put such similar colors in a set. Now these colors that we're about to swatch out, these last 5, are what drew me to the set, along with the vibrant greens and the blue assortment that was in them. That was lighter blues, which I really liked because I have a lot of darker blues, and I felt like adding the set would go really well. 36L, so 36 light. Napthal red light. Kind of looks like a pink. Put the big stick back in here. Oh my god, I can't wait to paint on these. Like, I'm using Canson Mitiente's paper. And if you watched any of my videos in the past, like, week, you know I am having this rival with this paper. 5D. Mars Violet D. Yes. I love burnt umber violets. I'm actually having Dakota Pastels make me a custom set of burnt umber violets for my own use. And, oh, I love the coolness and the dimension that like a dark brown violet gives. So I'm very happy with that color. Mars Violet D. Quinacridone Magenta L, and that fell right out of the paper. I don't know if you saw that or you caught that on the camera, but that's great. I plan on being a big fan of Diane Townsend. Anyway, I've been having a rival with the Canson paper, and I think using the Diane Townsend with the pumice in it may solve my layering problem, since the whole purpose of her adding pumice, so that's what it looks like on the paper. We're going to go over this when I'm done swatching. I think her point of adding this onto the paper, onto the pastel, was to help you layer more on the paper. Okay, 102 Violet Gray, which it looks like a very light valued violet. Let's put the big one back in here. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Beautiful. I'm going to have to organize this box over here when we're done. Okay, last one, Ultramarine Blue Light. So is that 70? That is 11L. Struggling with the paper again. So, way to go, Diane, like putting some pumice in the pastels, because not only does it allow you to layer more, but it allows beginners, if you do decide to upgrade to a more professional set, it allows beginners to, you see how much I'm struggling here, to invest in a set specific to their subject and be able to use cheaper paper. And I'm going to test that theory that I have. you're gonna see me in the next maybe few weeks after I get my huge pastel intensive informational workshop where I compare all the brands and tell you all about their pricings, how they're made, how long they've been around, what their qualities are. We're going to test them out on light paper, dark paper. We're going to go over substrates. Pretty much anything you ever wanted to know about soft pastels is going to be in this workshop, and it's going to be completely free. I do have a website that I am pretty much finished with, and I could record this and make it a purchasable class, but guess what? I don't really want to. I want to share what I experience and what I know, and you know, what can help you guys for free, because when I started, I didn't have money to buy classes. I barely had money to buy art supplies. I was like really insecure about my art and myself. Now here's the end of what the set looks like. I gotta put that one back. And I learned all my information from YouTube. So this is me giving back. This is me following in the footsteps of Lindsay Wyrick, Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, and Cinnamon Cooney the Art Sherpa, and Susan Jenkins, Monet Cafe, and Karen Margulas, Emma Colbert Art, like all of you on there that have helped me along my journey. You know, I want to be one of those people that hopefully a beginner artist comes across my videos and goes, hey, like now I understand. That's my dream come true. So this is what the set looks like after I broke them and put them back in the wrappers, which I probably could throw out the wrappers now since I have this. If I put this in here or attach this in here somehow, to know what the colors are. Okay, so just to go over this real quick. We have green oxide, permanent green light, permanent green deep, yellow green medium, permanent green light L, which I think there is a permanent green light dark for some reason, which is permanent green light D, but I have to check that. Chartreuse, Hansa yellow light, cadmium orange, dark mustard L, which to me means dark mustard light, dark khaki, terracotta, ultramarine violet, which was the really fragile one, midnight green L, which I don't know if that could get any darker in value, Napthal red orange, dark umber, burnt sienna, cerulean blue, pale blue, light blue, Napthal red Napthal red light L, Mars violet D, quinacridone magenta L, violet gray, ultramarine blue L. So that's what's in Landscape A set, and that's the only set I have right now. I might, depending on how I use this set and what happens, I try to put the foam on in the same way that I took it off. So that's her Landscape A set. So let's real quick before I let you go. Oh, I gotta put that ultramarine violet one back on. Oh, whatever. No, I don't. Let's compare just real quick. It swatched out great on the smooth side of the Canson paper. I feel like I can layer, so let me just, for demonstration purposes, let me layer this lightly. And look, it's layering, and it's clear, and it's clean, and look, like not a lot of that dark came off of my paper. And this is not the textured side. This is the textured side. Or maybe this is the textured side. Oh, this is, no, this is, I can't tell. I don't know if it's the texture side or not. I'm sorry, guys. But it's layering beautifully on Canson Mi Tints or Mi Tientes paper, however you pronounce it. And I am really tempted to try my Diane Townsends on this paper and see the results I get. Of course, I'm going to use my Prismacolor NuPastels as my underpainting or something of that nature, but I think if you use Diane Townsends on like you know, Strathmore pastel paper or paper that isn't really that great, like not sanded paper, not pastel matte, not that high quality paper, I think you can get a really good painting out of it. And that's my conclusion from swatching out just her and using her exotic set of 48 and her Landscape A set of 24. I'm just gonna put this to the side for a second, and I want to compare the Landscape A sets with the Landscape B sets. And to do that, I unfortunately am going to have to zoom out just a little bit. And these are the soft forms. I haven't had time or money to invest in the thin lines, which if I can do it for you guys, I'm going to now put my PayPal in the description. So if you want to donate $1, $5, you know, whatever you can give me helps me get more products to make you videos. Half of the reason why I got such an abundance of products was because it was my birthday in the beginning of October, and I got a lot of gift cards, and a lot of my family and friends gave me money towards products to review because they knew I was starting a YouTube channel. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So there is not a lot of, there's no crossovers here. So these are completely different sets. So this could be an add-on to this. So in this set, we have a lot of the light greens. In this set, we have a lot of the less saturated and more earthy greens, darker greens. This set in general seems to be of a darker value than this set. This set seems to be in a lighter value. There is some light values, like we have Cerulean Blue U Light. This is just Cerulean Blue, so that might be a tiny bit of a crossover because it does look very similar to the Pale Blue, but I already said that the Pale Blue and the Light Blue looked very similar. There's an Ultra Phthalo Blue L and Light Phthalo Blue. So these are cooler, these are warmer. So this set is warmer and this set is more muted and cooler. So B is more muted and cooler, and A is warmer and a little lighter. So that's something that you should take into consideration depending on how you paint your landscapes. Now, I might go ahead and add this set on eventually, depending on how I feel about this set. Now, if I feel like I need the darks and I really like the way Diane Townsend's pastels are working for my artwork and my layering and my process, which is evolving every day that I paint, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I wanted to put them side by side for you in some kind of way, even though I didn't have the money to buy them. So I hope this little informational session and rant, which my YouTubes are becoming a little more ranty because I'm becoming a little bit more comfortable behind the camera. So I hope this along with the exotics helps you make a conclusion about Diane Townsend Artist Pastels, and if they are pastels for you. If you think you want to try them, I think her sets are pretty affordable. I forget how much I paid for this, but I'll put it down in the description that you can go to Dakota Pastels and you can check out her pricing. I know they had a sale on the soft forms. I think that sale ended. So here it is. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I have a really fun video coming up for you next, which is why I broke them in half, and you'll totally understand when you see the next video of the swatching. And let's see how this blends real quick before you go. So it does muddy up, but it blends really well. All right. So again, as always, if you were thinking about buying the set, I hope this helps you make a decision on whether this set is for you or not. If you want me to make a video about anything, you need something, reach out to me. Comment, message. I don't know if you can message on YouTube, but, but follow me on Instagram or Facebook and message me. Tell me, hey, can you make a video about this? My, goal with this channel is to serve you and give you information and help you along your artistic journey, or help you maybe start your artistic journey in a way that isn't so, you know, head spinning confusing as mine was. So as always, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you watch this video, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.